Good day, everyone, and welcome to Language Uncovered, Born or Made. Today, we explore a fascinating question. Is language something we are born with, or something we learn through experience? Specifically, we'll ruminate on the imbricative or overlapping relationship between innatism and behaviorism in language learning. Joining us is Ma'am Rachel B. Acedo, a faculty member of Holy Trinity School Foundation. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Ford. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss one of the most important debates in linguistics and psychology.
Okay, let's begin with the basics. What is innatism and how does it differ from behaviorism?
Innatism argues that humans are biologically equipped with an innate capacity for language. This theory is strongly associated with Noam Chomsky, who proposed the language acquisition device, or LAD. In his book, Language and Mind, in 1968, Chomsky argued that children can produce sentences they never heard before, suggesting an inborn grammatical framework, while behaviorism, on the other hand, claims that language is learned through interaction, imitation, and reinforcement. So this view is linked to B.F. Skinner, especially in his book, Verbal Behavior, in 1957, where he explained that children can learn through stimulus response and conditioning.
That's very clear. Now let's analyze a real-life example showing how these two theories overlap.
Certainly. Let's consider a 3-year-old child named Anna who says, "I goed to the park." This is interesting because "goed" is incorrect, but the child didn't imitate it from adults because adults says "went."
So how does innatism explain this?
From an innatist perspective, this shows that the child's innate grammatical rule formation, Anna has internalized the rule that past tense ends in ed and applied it logically. So Chomsky argued that this creativity demonstrates the language is not simply memorized but generated using an inborn system. According to Chomsky, in 1965, children actively construct language based on the innate principles.
Okay, but where does behaviorism come into play here?
Now, behaviorism explains how Anna learned words like go and understands the past events in the first place. So, she heard adults speak, imitates them, and received reinforcement. So, for example, let's say parent says, "Yes, you went to the park." Child gradually learns correct form through corrections and repetitions. Skinner emphasized reinforcement as crucial in strengthening correct responses.
Okay, so would it be correct to say both theories are working together?
Exactly. This is where the imbricative relationship becomes clear. First, innatism provides the internal ability to form grammar rules. Second, behaviorism provides the environmental input, reinforcement, vocabulary, exposure. As Lightbound and Spada explains in How Language Are Learned in 2013, language acquisition results from both internal cognitive mechanism and external interaction.
Wow, that's fascinating. So language learning is neither purely innate nor purely learned.
Yes, so modern linguistics recognize this interaction. Even Vygotsky emphasized social interactions as essential in activating innate potential. Children are born with the capacity, but environment shapes development. Without exposure, language cannot fully develop. Without innate ability, exposure alone would not be enough.
So, what does this mean for teachers and parents?
It means that both nature and nurture must be supported. First, teachers should provide rich language exposure. Next, teacher needs to encourage creative expression. And overall, teachers also need to avoid overreacting, which may discourage the natural development. Language learning thrives when natural ability meets meaningful interactions.
Okay, so before we close, Ma'am Rich, can you summarize this imbricative relationship in one statement?
Certainly. So language learning happens because humans are biologically prepared for language. But this ability unfolds through interaction, imitation, and reinforcement.
Okay, that's a perfect way to put it. Language truly a product of both the mind and the environment. Thank you so much, Ma'am Rich, and thank you to our viewers. Join us next time for another episode of Language Uncovered.